Preserving food freshness is crucial for maintaining flavor, texture, and nutritional value. While refrigeration is a common method of food preservation, not all foods benefit from being stored in the refrigerator. In fact, certain foods can be negatively affected by refrigeration, leading to changes in taste, texture, and overall quality. In this detailed exploration, we will delve into 14 foods that should not be refrigerated and discuss the best storage methods to ensure optimal freshness and flavor. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are a staple ingredient in many cuisines, prized for their vibrant color and juicy texture. However, refrigerating tomatoes can cause them to lose their flavor and become mealy in texture. This is because cold temperatures can disrupt the ripening process and break down the cell walls of the tomato, resulting in a less than ideal eating experience. To preserve the freshness of tomatoes, store them at room temperature, stem side down, in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. Potatoes. Potatoes are a versatile and nutritious vegetable that can be used in a variety of dishes, from mashed potatoes to roasted potatoes. However, refrigerating potatoes can cause their starches to convert to sugars, resulting in a gritty texture and an overly sweet taste when cooked. To maintain the freshness of potatoes, store them in a cool, dark place with good ventilation, such as a pantry or cellar. Keep them away from onions, as onions can cause potatoes to sprout more quickly. Onions. Onions are a staple ingredient in many savory dishes, prized for their pungent flavor and culinary versatility. While onions can be stored in the refrigerator, refrigeration can cause them to become soft and moldy more quickly. To preserve the freshness of onions, store them in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated place, such as a pantry or cellar. Keep them in a mesh bag or basket to allow for air circulation and prevent moisture buildup. Garlic. Garlic is prized for its distinct flavor and numerous health benefits, including its ability to boost immune function and lower blood pressure. However, refrigerating garlic can cause it to sprout more quickly and lose its flavor. To maintain the freshness of garlic, store it in a cool, dry place with good ventilation, such as a pantry or cellar. Keep garlic bulbs intact until ready to use, as breaking them apart can cause them to spoil more quickly. Avocados. Avocados are prized for their creamy texture and rich flavor, making them a popular ingredient in salads, sandwiches, and dips. While it's tempting to refrigerate ripe avocados to slow down the ripening process, refrigeration can actually cause them to become mushy and discolored. Instead, store ripe avocados at room temperature until they are ready to eat. Once cut, you can store leftover avocado in the refrigerator, but be sure to wrap it tightly in plastic wrap to prevent oxidation. Bananas. Bananas are a convenient and nutritious snack, prized for their natural sweetness and portability. While it's common to refrigerate bananas to extend their shelf life, refrigeration can cause their skins to darken prematurely. However, the fruit inside will still ripen normally. If you prefer to eat bananas when they are slightly green, you can refrigerate them to slow down the ripening process. Otherwise, store bananas at room temperature until they reach your desired level of ripeness. Bread. Bread is a staple food enjoyed around the world, prized for its versatility and comforting texture. While refrigeration can help extend the shelf life of bread, it can also cause it to become stale more quickly. Instead, store bread at room temperature in a cool, dry place, such as a bread box or pantry. If you won't be able to finish a loaf of bread before it starts to stale, you can freeze it for longer-term storage. Honey. Honey is a natural sweetener prized for its rich flavor and numerous health benefits, including its antibacterial and antioxidant properties. While refrigeration can help prevent honey from crystallizing, it is not necessary for preserving its freshness. In fact, refrigeration can cause honey to crystallize more quickly and become thick and grainy. To maintain the freshness of honey, store it in a cool, dry place, such as a pantry or cupboard, with the lid tightly sealed. Coffee. Coffee is a beloved beverage enjoyed by millions of people around the world, prized for its rich flavor and energizing effects. While it's common to store coffee beans or ground coffee in the refrigerator to keep them fresh, refrigeration can actually cause coffee to absorb moisture and odors from other foods. Instead, store coffee in an airtight container in a cool, dark place, such as a pantry or cupboard. Properly stored coffee will maintain its freshness and flavor for longer periods. Citrus fruits. Citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, and limes are best stored at room temperature rather than in the refrigerator. Cold temperatures can cause citrus fruits to lose their flavor and become dry and unappetizing. Additionally, refrigeration can lead to the development of mold on the fruit's skin. To keep citrus fruits fresh, store them in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. You can also extend the shelf life of citrus fruits by storing them in a perforated plastic bag to maintain moisture levels while allowing for airflow. Melons. Melons such as watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew should be stored at room temperature until they are ripe. Once ripe, you can refrigerate them to extend their shelf life, but it's essential to keep them out of the refrigerator until they reach optimal ripeness. Cold temperatures can inhibit the ripening process and affect the flavor and texture of the fruit. To determine if a melon is ripe, give it a gentle press near the stem end. If it yields slightly under pressure and has a sweet aroma, it's ready to eat. Stone fruits. Stone fruits like peaches, plums, and nectarines should be stored at room temperature until they are fully ripe. Once ripe, you can refrigerate them to slow down the ripening process and extend their shelf life. However, refrigeration can affect the texture and flavor of stone fruits, so it's best to enjoy them at room temperature whenever possible. To ripen stone fruits quickly, place them in a paper bag with a ripe banana or apple, as these fruits release ethylene gas, which speeds up the ripening process. Eggs. While refrigerating eggs is common practice in some regions, it's not necessary in many countries. In fact, eggs come with a natural protective coating called the bloom or cuticle, which helps keep out bacteria and prevent spoilage. In countries where eggs are not washed before being sold, this protective coating remains intact, allowing eggs to be stored safely at room temperature. However, in places where eggs are washed and the protective coating is removed, refrigeration is recommended to prevent bacterial contamination. Regardless of whether you refrigerate your eggs or not, it's essential to handle them properly and check for signs of spoilage, such as a foul odor or unusual color. Conclusion. Preserving the freshness of certain foods requires careful attention to storage methods and conditions. By understanding which foods should not be refrigerated and how to properly store them, you can ensure that they maintain their flavor, texture, and nutritional value for longer periods. From tomatoes and potatoes to avocados and honey, following these storage guidelines will help you enjoy delicious and nutritious food every time. Experiment with different storage methods to find the ones that work best for you, and say goodbye to prematurely spoiled food.